Welcome back to the channel. So in the yesterday's class, we have discussed about basics of C. So one topic is left out in basics of C, which is nothing but basic input and output statements, right? So I'll be covering that topic, and as well as that, we'll be starting our new module, Unit 2, which is nothing but conditional statements. So in conditional statements, we have simple if, uh, multiple if statement, if else, switch, and also we have for loops, while loops, do while loops, and also we have switch case statements. So we will be covering in all those topics in this video. Now moving on to the lecture. So input output in C. So what do you mean by input output in C? So input means the data which we need to feed to the program. Like for example, if you want to give any input through your keyboard, that means then that we call it as input. So and output is nothing but the set of statements which we need to display on which we need to display it on the screen. That is called as output. So if we read the statement here, in any programming language, input means to feed some data into program. This can be given in the form of file or from command line. C programming language provides a set of built-in functions to read input and feed it to the program as per our requirement. It is just we feed it into the program means we give the statements or the data through our keyboard. That's what input means. In the output is in any programming language, output means to display some data on the screen, printer, or in any file. C programming language provides a set of built-in functions to output required data. So there are two types of input output statement in C. They are unformatted input output and formatted input output. In unformatted, we have uh, overall four subdivisions of unformatted input output functions. One is getChar. GetChar means use it to read a character only. So it means that you can only press only one key through your keyboard. No, not more than one keyboard will be read from your input. Only one character can be read. That is called as getChar. So in putchar, it is used to display a character. So when you use putchar, it will only display one character. And third one is getS. So more, it is better to use getS than getchar because getS will it can take a string from the keyboard. Like we can give A, B, C, D up to Z. Whereas in getchar, you can only give one character A. So now coming to putS will display the whole content needs to be displayed. Like you can display if you give the input as ABCD up to Z, and if, again if we use the code putS, then it can print whole A to Z. That's what it means. That's what it means by putS. Now moving on to formatted input output. So for inputting we use scanf. This is a built-in function given by C programming language. It is better to most of them use scanf only, and to display the content we use printf. So printf is an example of formatted output function, and scanf is an example of input function. So we'll be discussing more about this printf scanf as an example later on this video. Okay. Now moving to today's main lecture, that is Unit 2. We'll be discussing about conditional statements. So conditional statement, what does the conditional statement means? Conditional statements control the sequence of statements execution depending on the value of integer expression. So for example, if there is an expression within this bracket, and depending on this expression, it can execute this set of code, or it can execute this set of code, or even can execute this set of code. So depending on the expression, the set of codes will be executed. Only among all these three, only one set of code will be executed. That's what the power of conditional statement is. Okay, so conditional statements are classified into so many formats. So one is if statement, another is switch statement. So in if statement, we have so many classifications as well. We have simple if else if, nested if. So we will be discussing one by one what are all these if statements. Okay, so simple if. Simple if is nothing but uh, first, first I want you to understand. I want you to understand that how the syntax of if looks like. So it looks like if it is a reserved key. It's a keyword. We can't use any other keyword other than this. And within this bracket, we will give the expression. Expression in the sense nothing but the condition like a greater than b. This is called an expression. Okay, a greater than b is called an expression, and so on. We have so many like we can put or and b greater than c or b not equals to c. This is also one kind of expression. So, so in simple, if the condition present within this bracket is true, then this set of lines will be executed. Simple. That. If it is not executed, then if it is not true, then this line of code will not be executed. That's it. Simple as it is as simple as that. So one more thing you need to understand is that the value. For example, if a greater than b, it is a condition, so we can easily understand it. But and also it can also be put in such a way that the value present between these brackets or the value enclosed between these brackets, if the value is a non-zero value, if the value is a non-zero value, that means the condition is true. If the value present enclosed between these brackets is zero, then it is called as false. So eventually, what I mean is, if true, if false. So if true means the set of statements present within this if condition will be executed. If false means the set of statements present within this if condition will not be executed. So true means non-zero value. False means zero value. Okay, this is very important for you to understand. Now moving on to if else statement. If else statement syntax it looks like this. We use if and an expression and set of statements else set of statements. So what does it mean? Is that in if else statement we check the condition present within this bracket if brackets. If the condition present within this brackets is true, then we execute the set of statements present in the if block, and we do not execute the code present in the else block. If this if condition is false, then we execute this else part. It is as simple as that. So I hope you understand this how the syntax of if else looks. Now I will more elaborately explain you with the help of a flowchart. So this is an expression. See, this is an expression, right? Zero. What does zero mean? Zero means this is false. So the condition present within the if is false, then this line of the control goes in this direction. If the expression is a non-zero value, then the control goes in this direction. That is as simple as that. Okay. Now moving to if statement. If so it is an extended version of if else statement. So we use if, we give our condition here, and we give set of statements, and again we give if else. Sorry. We give else if, again we give set of statements. Again at last we give and also we give else. Okay, this is what it means. This is how else if looks like. So the meaning of this if else if is that the condition present within these brackets, if it is true, then this line of code will be executed. If it is false, if it is false, then the control moves to this if. Okay, the control moves to this if. If it is true, then this line of code will be executed and remaining two will not be executed. Okay, even and also if this is also false, then the control will execute this code. Okay, so in if else if, definitely a line of code will be executed. Either it is if or else. And also in if else, definitely a set of line of codes of if or else will be executed. But whereas in if, only if, simple if, uh, only if the condition is true, only then it will be only the set of statement will be getting executed. Right. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, nested if is this is also an extended version of. This is not an extended version, but what this means is that if within if, for example, if we are using if, okay, and we are writing set of statements, and within this set of statements, if we have another if, this is called as nested if. If within if is called as nested if. That's what it means. Nested means all you need to buy out is that nested. Nested means within. Okay. So this is very simple for you to. I hope this is very simple for you to understand. Simple, right? If and within the if we have another if, and then we are using else for this if, and closing the brace of this big outer if, and we are using it. We are calling we are this else, and within this else we have if and else, and closing this else part, outer else. Okay. Now moving to switch. So switch statements provide a multi-way selection control structure to execute selected section of code determined by the runtime value of the expression. The condition is an expression which evaluates an integer value, which includes signed, unsigned, char, enum, and even values. So we will understand if with this syntax. Okay. So how does if look? So how does switch statements look like? So switch statements looks like we use the keyword switch, and within the switch we give an expression. Expression represents a value, something like switch. Let's say we give ch, and we define ch with kind of ch equals to 1. Okay. Now what we do is we write cases within the if. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, right? And also we if required we write default as well. So case 1. So when like I told you before, in the switch, this expression determines which case needs to be executed. If the ch is equals to 1, then the code present within this case 1 will be getting executed. Okay. If the ch is equals to 2, then the code present within this case 2 will be executed. If ch is either of these 3 or 4, then the default will be getting executed. Okay. That's what it means by that. It is very simple. The switch system is very simple to understand. One thing you need to remember is that you have to add break at every case, right? If you don't add break, then once this case one get executed, and if you don't add break, the case two will be executed as well. So adding a break within this case function is very important. If you forgotten to do that, you will end up executing all these four cases. It's very important to add break. Okay. So I will explain you the switch statement with a simple small program. Okay. So here we are declaring few variables like int, menu, num1, num2, total, right? So enter in printf, enter in two numbers, scanf. We are entering num1 and num2. So what we are doing is we are performing something like addition and subtraction. So scanf switch menu. Switch menu it's like a user option. So we are asking the user to which option you want. You prefer addition or subtraction. So if the user gives the input as 2 or 1, either of the cases will be getting executed. So if the user gives case equals to 1, which means he wants to do addition of these two numbers, then this case one will be getting executed num1, num2, and break. So adding a break is very important because when you add break, it will make sure that you come out of this switch statement. Otherwise, if you don't add break, this again case 2 will also be getting executed. So total equals num1, num2, and if we select case 2, we will get num1 minus num2 and break default. So what is in default? What do we have? In default, we have invalid option selection. So if he selects either of 1 or 2, if the input is either 1 or 2 or like other than 1 or 2, if he gives 3, 4, 5, something unknown number other than 1 or 2, you will see the output as input valid selected. Invalid option selected, right? Yeah, it is as simple as that. So this switch is interrelated. Like this, similar to if else. This is similar to if else statement, right? We give expression. Or how do we write it? This we give an expression if we give an expression. If this expression fails, then we write in else, right? Like if you give if menu equals to 1, then we do addition here. If he gives 2, then 2 equals to which is first, then else part will be getting executed, so we give subtraction here. So simply this switch is similar to if else, right? That's what I'm trying to convey here. Yeah. Now coming to looping. Looping is a very important concept. We will use this loops not just in the C language. We will be using this in Java, Python as well. So please focus on this. So loops provide a way to repeat a set of statements and control how many times they are repeated. So what does loops do? Loops do means what does loops do? It will repeat the set of statements until the condition is not satisfied. Okay, that's what it means. Repeat a set of statements and control how many times they are repeated. So it will repeat the set of statements till the given condition is not satisfied. So there are three types of looping statements. One is while loop, do while loop, and for loop. So this while loop, do while loop, for loop, and these are also can be categorized into entry control loop and exit control loop. So I will I will explain you this entry control loop and exit control loop with while I'm explaining this while do while for. So now let's move on to this while loop. So what is a while loop? How does uh, how does this while loop looks like? So we give this is we write while is a keyword, and within this while we give expression and open brace and close brace. So until this given condition is not satisfied, for example, a greater than b. If we give a greater than b, if this condition is true, this will be getting executed. So it will be getting go on executed until this condition fails. So, for example, if we say B is 10 and B is 2, 10 greater than it's obviously true. So, this line will be getting executed. So, as we increase the value of B, like B equals to B plus 1 within this code, if we give like this here, then the value of B will be incrementing, and when 10 greater than 10 comes, this condition fails and it will come out of the while. This is how the while loops work. So, here we call while loop as an entry control loop. Entry control loop because the condition checking is done at the beginning. So before executing this set of lines, we are checking the condition. So it's like a gate in front of the house. So without satisfying the condition, you cannot open the gate, right? So if you if you satisfy this condition, this set of lines of code will be getting executed. So the condition checking is done at the beginning, at the entry. That's why it's called the entry control. Now let's look into how the flow chart looks like. So this expression, we give an expression. So like I said, the expression, the false is what? False is nothing but zero. True is what? True is non-zero, right? So, so what we are doing is, if the expression is non-zero, we execute the set of statement and get back here. We repeat this loop again and again until this expression is dissatisfied, not true. So if the given value is non-zero, then we go back here and then we will not be executing this expression, this loop. So a simple example for you to understand: hash include main int I times scan of percent %id times. So it means what does it say? Like how many times the loop needs to be executed. That's what this time is here. Uh, so I less than or equal to 0. So let's say we give times equals to 5 as an user input. So what will happen now? This condition checking 0 less than 5. Is it true? True. Right. So what it will do? It will increment the value of 5. I will be incremented to now 1, and then it will print the value of 5, which is 1. Right. Again, what we will do? We'll get back here again. Again we'll check the condition 1 less than 5. Now I value will be incremented and we will print the value of 2, and we'll do it until uh, uh, 5 less than 5, which is false. So it will directly come to here, return 0. So till then, how many values did we print? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We have printed 4 and also we have printed 5. So the times means we gave time as 5, so number of times the loop has been executed is how many times? 5 times. Yeah. For loop is also called as entry control loop because the condition will be done at the entry at the beginning itself. That's why we call it as entry control loop. Without satisfying this condition, no set of this block of statements will not be getting executed, not even once. Okay. The syntax for loop is for we give initialization here and we separate them with a semicolon, and we give expression here and separate them with an uh, condition here, and then we give here some increment or decrement values of this initialization, okay, or something other. Okay, this is as simple as that. It is not worth giving an example to show. And now dual loop. This dual loop is kind of interesting because dual loop is an exit control loop. What do you mean by exit control loop? So the condition checking will be done at the end. Okay, the condition checking will be done at the end. So once the control comes here, at least once, at least once we will execute this set of lines of code, block of code, and then we will check the condition. If the condition is fails, then we will not go again. We will not repeat this code. We will go. We will go to the next line, right? One next line. So if the condition is true, we will execute it. So what is the takeover here? Takeover here is that at least once the set of the block of code is getting executed. That's what it means. So an exit control loop is being checked at the last, and at least once the block of code is being executed. Those are the 2 points which you need to remember. And how does how does the syntax of do while look like? Do while look like do statements, increment or decrement, and expression. It is simple as while. Just that is it. Just it is that we are checking the expression at the end. Now we will be looking into some concept called break and continue. Break continue. Break means that whenever the control sees a break statement, it will come out of the loop. Okay, it will come out of the present loop only. Like loop means like what? For loop, while loop, or do while. It will not come out of the if loop. It only comes out of the for loop. That's what you have to remember. See, uh, here, look at here. I equal to int I equals to int I int j equals to 10 for I equals 0, I less than j, I plus plus. Sorry, we have not described a break here. Okay, I will show you how does a break look. So just understand that we have given for, and within this for we give another for. Okay, and then given a condition something, we execute break. Okay, now whenever control executes this break and if condition is true, it will see the break. Whenever it sees break, it will come out of this inner loop only, not the outer loop. It will come out of this inner loop, only one loop, and I can execute this remaining block of code of the outer loop. Okay, break will only come out of only one loop. That's what you need to remember. It is simple to understand. Okay. Uh, Now when we look into continue, what does continue do? Continue states that whenever the control C continue, uh, it says that don't execute the line of code which is present below me. For example, it has been ended with a flower place, but uh, if if there are some lines, if there is a code present between the continue statement and the control sees a continue, it says that what does it continue? Continue says that do not execute the code present below me. Okay, directly jump again to this loop. I directly jump to the entry loop and then execute it. So we will be skipping one execution. Okay, we will be skipping one execution. That's what you need to remember. So what? So let's see what will happen. Let's see what is happening in this code. You will be able to understand. See here, I equals 0, I less than j value is 10. So what we are doing, if I equals to 5, we will do continue and print hello, right? So when I equals 0, we print hello. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, when I equals to 5, when we see continue, right? When we see continue, it will jump directly to here. So it will not go down. It will not see this thing. So it will not see this thing, and again I value will be incremented. 6 now it will be 6, and hello will be printed. So overall 10 times we will print hello, and we will not see the value of 5 because the value of 5 is skipped. We have jumped it. That's what it means by continuous statement. Okay. Now moving to goto. Goto is a simple concept. Nowadays people are not using this goto. Goto is also a kind of it's a statement like we give D. I'm giving an example. We give D, and then we write a set of code, and we do go to D. So what will happen? Whenever the control sees this thing D, it will directly jump to this D here. Okay, it will directly jump here. The loop will be go on. It will be an infinite loop for this kind of example. Whenever you give go to D, it will jump here. You see it, right? It is like a loop. So to mitigate this, we have to give go to within a if condition. Okay. Yeah. So as of now, we have completed this if statements, looping statements. Okay. I will see you in the next class. Take care. Goodbye.